Let's go down to Matt Fodia on the boundary line.
Extremely pleased with his skipper who put Brad Whittle on his, and I quote him, on his arse. So that was fantastic for him. He's very happy with the tackle pressure, and he just wants nothing silly, no risk this quarter, and just to make sure they slow the play down and, yeah, just don't take too many risks and open it up.
Yep, 29 points the lead at this stage, and hopefully they do take some risks. We want to see some attacking footy, of course, in this last quarter, really from both sides, but obviously East Burwood hold that handy lead at this stage. There's a short pass. Attacking the footy was Galeno. Gathered it in nicely. Bounces it through. And easy as you like, Adrian Galeno slots through his 5th goal of the day. And in a game where between the two sides there's only been 9 goals for the afternoon, he's got more than half of them.
Wait for the text from Wayne Brasher, because on EFL Inside a couple of days ago he said he would be the difference of the two sides today, and his goal scoring is basically that difference right now.
Oh, certainly, but he's combined really well up forward. And Gemi there, his second and third efforts of keeping the ball in East Burwood possession and being able to feed out a handball was crucial in that passage of play.
Well, certainly putting his hand up for the Tobin brothers player of the day. There is absolutely no doubt about that. Adrian Galeno, as the ball comes out, scooped upon by Tyler for the Hawks. An up and under kick. Overrunning it there was Stafford. There's a fair few players around this ball. Hitting the deck there was Eddie. Had some support in there also with Parthenides, the big man, getting down. East Burwood. There's a lot of players around this football. We'll start it again. We're inside the square. Division 4 match of the day. It's East Burwood. They've got a handle on this game. They've penciled. You would think at three-quarter time they would almost lock in these 4 points. They've just got to continue what they've been doing, especially in the second half, which is really going after the football.
High tackle.
Yeah, very stiff there.
Ducked underneath it, maybe. So Sam Coates. A couple of supporters here. You should have received a free kick. Pai throws it up this time. Stafford. It was a bit of a fresh air shot by both ruckmen there. Tyler for the Hawks will be the first player to meet it. He's a lively type. He's got a lot of speed. Got the handball away. That was okay. Here's Potts. Scoots along the boundary line. Humphreys just couldn't keep it alive. Boundary umpire says, give it to me. We'll throw this one in. 75 metres out from the Glen Waverley Hawks goal line. They're kicking to the club room ends. The Glen end in this final term, and what can they manufacture?
Oh, gee.
What do you think happened there, Brad?
Well, I think it was a trip against East Burwood.
Kick comes in now, going after it hard there was Hodges, couldn't pull the mark down, went after it a second time, got the handball away. That was good play. Now East Burwood, they were able to mop up across the half back line, switch the ball out towards the grandstand side, and then a foot race does ensue. Does it sit up? It sits up nicely for Lepore at this time. Kicks it towards centre half forward, bouncing football. Standing strong there was Cruz, got the handball away, gets it back again, up towards the wing position, spears up a target, and Amin takes the mark on the second bite in front of Lepore. Swings around now on the right boot, kicks the ball inside forward 50. Had to wait for it, was Murray, it was knocked away from him. In there, though, they've got the numbers. Ferguson was over it, spilled out. Stacks on the mill once again, and we will have a ball up. Let's cross down boundary side to Matt Fodia.
As you can tell probably from the trees around the ground, the wind is absolutely blowing a Brendan Gale towards the right of your radio dial, and it's dropped about 8 degrees out here.
Throws the ball up now, scooped upon by McGowan of the Troy variety, snapped it on his left boot, but stolen there and running onto it nicely there, Paul Tyler, which the distance, he might want to back himself here. No, he wants to just poke it over the top. It was dangerous, but there was holding or a little bit of high action happening, and Ferguson was in the front spot, and he'll be the recipient of the free kick.
He's battled hard today, Ferguson, hasn't he? Time and again, he's just been there for the Glen Waverley Hawks and probably hasn't gotten the support around him that he needs.
So Ferguson has kicked one this afternoon. You just never know. Thinking they can get one, they can get a couple, get a little bit of a run on. It's only 4 minutes into this final term. Ferguson, distance isn't going to be a problem, but the accuracy, it never looked like getting home. Push to the right-hand side. minor score is the result. Bendigo Bank scoreboard, almost 5 minutes tick over now in the final term of VFL game day. East Burwood 7-10-52. Glen Waverley Hawks 2-6-18. And of course, we'll cross back to Barry Cotts right throughout this last quarter with all those important around the ground scores on the score centre. Still hovering around that half-forward line, though, for the Glen Waverley Hawks. Inside forward 50 again, knocked away from Hodges. It's Burwood, get the little handball away. Kick goes to the top of the goal square, though. Who's going to be able to pull this one down? Andrew Murray. Well, he just stuck his hand up and it plucked in there, took it on the third bite. He's at the top of the goal square. He'll go back. He will kick Glen Waverley's third goal of the game. And maybe this will kick them on a little bit.
Maybe a little bit of a push, but...
I'll take it every day of the week. Go for it, goal. So the two-finger salute ensues, and Bendigo Bank scoreboard now shows the Glen Waverley Hawks 3-6-24, trailing East Burwood 7-10-52. Still a long way to go, but bit by bit.
Yeah, look, 28 points the margin. Never say never. We're only 5 minutes in, but they want to see more of that because their forward entries today, Glen Waverley Hawks, have been so untidy, and that's been the difference on the scoreboard. East Burwood have just been able to open their forward line up a bit more.
Well, they have to kick over double their score to actually get in front for what they've played out in 3 quarters, but in giving that it's only 4 goals that they probably need to get, or the 5 to get in front, you can get another quick couple of ones. You just never know, and confidence is a funny thing. But East Burwood, what they've been able to do all day is been able to, every time Glen Waverley have kicked a goal, they've been able to answer it. And the man who's seeing it front and centre is Matt Fody at boundary side.
Brad Riddle's out for the day, boys. He's got ice on that right shoulder, so that's another one down for the Hawks. And Ben Sullivan doesn't look completely done, but he hasn't warmed up at all this quarter.
So they've only got one left on the bench?
Well, yeah, Andrew Murray's on the bench. Ben Sullivan isn't iced up or rugged up, but he hasn't moved off the bench for this first 5 minutes, so it might just be Murray left here.
Tap one there by Parthenides. This is McGowan, Troy McGowan's kick. Looking for Galeno. Hendrick, brushes the tackler. Throws it on the boot. Kicks to the square.
What a
and
great
Wills
mark.
takes the mark. And he has just looked dangerous. Whenever he's been near the footy today, Max Wills, he's done some quite brilliant things. He wheels around now for goal number 3.
He's got it.
He doesn't like to take too long over his shots at goal. He likes to get on with it quickly. And it's paid off for him today. He's kicked his third. And I think we can probably say shut the gate now as far as any sort of a comeback is concerned this afternoon.
Yeah, well, Ben, you were just saying just a few moments ago that every time the Glen Waverley Hawks look like getting a roll on, East Burwood would always reply. But how was the strength there by Hendrick just to fend off the tackler and get that snap kick away to Wills, who marked and kicked truly?
Dusty Martin, don't argue, get out of my way. One fend off. So play there by East Burwood. 34 points is the margin. They'll take home the 4 points. They'll start the season 2 and zip. There's no doubt about that now, but Waverley will be trying to remain gallant right throughout this final term. But the Rams, well, they'll want to continue on their merry way, won't they? And they do just that. Inside forward 50, McGowan was there, tried to trap it. There was Huxtable, got boot to ball, going after it. Joel McGowan again, got it back. Here's Galeno, handballs to Wills. Wills with the banana! You little ripper! That is number 4. That is goal. And Maxi Wills. He's kicked the last 2 for the Rams, and he's certainly ensured that they will take home the 4 points today out here at Waverley Toyota Oval. That was fantastic, Dan.
Gee, have all his 4 goals come from banana kicks today? From close range in. He loves a banana, doesn't he?
No, he kicked one from the pocket. His one before that one was around the corner. Well, it was around the corner, but it wasn't the check side. It was the other way.
That's what happens when you make a comment and you got the accurate one sitting next to you, Dan. He's going to pull you up every time. Pye throws it up again in the middle of the ground, and Brad will take over in a second as Kay gets the handball away. Came out now, streaming through. Spilotopoulos gets it inside forward 50. Wills was in there again. Here's Hendrick, gets it back to Wills. This way, that way. Will he do a banana this time? No, he'll square it up, Perry. He took it on the first bite. He gets up, somehow gets boot to ball. Nicely trapped off there by Broad. He had the cool head in the tough situation, got it away to Jesse Dunn, who thumped the ball out of the danger zone, kicked it out towards the Sindon direction. He's been relatively quiet, takes it on the first bounce, kicks it up towards the wing position, bouncing football, really well trapped there by Masters, looping handball over the top. Now East Burwood will get another go at it, kick up towards the half-forward line. Brett Handrick, he's been very lively, especially in this last term. Takes another mark, trying to set his side up. Currently lead by 40 points, the East Burwood side. Inside forward 50, standing strong though. Jesse Dunn, Glen Waverley's best player on the ground this afternoon, Brad. He'll switch the play and try and create something for the Hawks.
Yeah, couldn't agree more with that. He's certainly been a tireless performer today. Broad's kick to the wing, and Min sits favourably for him. Adam Amin, little handball, gets it back now, waxing there with Humphreys. Pickering almost seemed to throw it out in front of himself, and Coates steadies for East Burwood as he gets it to Stafford. Stafford's long searching kick to half forward, great use of the body by Galeno. The umpire didn't see it that way, he thought that was a push in the back, so free kick goes against Galeno. Let's
go to Barry Cotts around the grounds with the score centre.
Yeah, three-quarter times. South Belgrave 5:32 is trailing Heathmont 7:12:54. And as well as that, three-quarter time, Norwood 10:10:70, East Ringwood 10:5:65.
We'll keep those scores coming right through as well. We've got a pretty early game happening out here, so make sure you stay tuned right through till 6 p.m. and we'll let you know exactly how your teams performed today as the Hawks go through the middle. Now up towards the Armin direction, had the front spot, it was knocked away from him at the follow ball. Humphreys gets boot to ball, trickles it through. It was a good attempt, but it went to the left-hand side and through for one behind. That's their 7th of the afternoon. Glen Waverley 3:7:25, trail East Burwood 9:10:64, 11 and a half gone in the final term, Baz.
North Ringwood 9:9:63 is leading Knox 6 behind, 6 points, three-quarter time.
Wowza.
Brown very short then to Murphy. Murphy out of defence for East Burwood. Thumping kick looking for Handrick, who went at it one-handed. I don't think he could quite get to that one, so boundary throw in. He's had a fine game this afternoon. Brett Handrick, he's just gotten better the further the game's gone on. And he'll be pushing for a spot in the top 3 or 4 players on the ground as well, you would think, in the votes. Quick kick forward by Stafford, but it's been marked there by Potts, who's had a big second half for the Hawks, trying to help his team work their way back into this contest. Seemed to be a push in the back against Murray. Wasn't appreciated by Kennedy, and the two exchange words behind the play. Parthenides there against his opposite number in Stafford. Stafford there all wrapped up by the two ruckmen there on the deck.
It's been really hard, Dan, for Glen Waverley to get past the half-forward line today. The East Burwood back line really standing up strong.
Oh, exactly right there. They've applied the pressure every single time the Glen Waverley Hawks have gone forward, and it's caused them to make so many errors, and that probably tells on the scoreboard with their inaccuracy.
So Nathan Canning for East Burwood, a bit of a floating kick, but he's still found Ngami his kick. So three former Knox players combining there with
nice.
Troy McGowan, the last of them. Coates takes possession now. Sam Coates fires at the goals, but Dunn is back there once again, safely pouching the mark and clearing for the Hawks.
Barry Cotts around the grounds with the score centre.
Yeah, Division 4, Kilsyth 9:660 to Sylvan 4:630, and in Division 1 it's Bourne 11:672 to South Croydon 7:850.
Well, looks like the Tigers might be getting their first win on the board this year at home against the reigning premier. In the middle of the ground, here's Hodges for the Hawks on the left boot this time. Inside forward 50, Min's going, where was that going? Bouncing football over she goes. Right forward pocket, Glen Waverley. Nobody was home, and it'll be thrown in.
Well, there's two forward entries in a row that have been sloppy from both sides. Adrian Gelino got burnt up the other end. He was very frustrated at that. And what I was saying before is that Glen Waverley Hawks forward entries have been pretty ordinary today.
14 minutes gone now in the final term. East Burwood through Lapore. They'll heard a whistle. It'll come back. Might be a free kick to Glen Waverley here. think it's going to be. So, yes, it's going to be a Glen Waverley shot on goal. At 40 metres out. I think it might be Andrew Murray who's got the footy. Comes in now, 45 metres. He gets underneath it. It's a fair old roost, but it definitely was pushed to the right-hand side. Another behind to the Hawks. That's their 8, 3-8-26, trailing East Burwood, 9-10-64. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast, 98.1 Radio Eastern, streaming live around the globe, EFL.au, around the grounds with Barry Cotts at the Score Centre.
Yep, Coldstream 4-4-28, trailing Whitehouse Pioneers 7-8-50, so 7-8-50, 4-4-28, and Doncaster 2-10-22 are trailing Roeville 4-7-31.
Really low scoring happening around the east today. It's definitely tough conditions. No one's been used to that. It's been a magnificent spring and summer in old Melbourne town. They screwed us on round 2 Saturday. Umpire throws it in Parthenidi straight down the throat of Murray. Stop. It goes and a restart.
Yep, umpire to throw it up once more. Parthenidis wins this ruck contest. Kay hopped a high one from Hodges, and it will be a free kick to Brett Kay. So wants to give the little handball off to Lepore. Long kick, kept it low, and that was pretty effective up towards wing position now for East Burwood. Real floater of a kick by O'Brien that time. That was Handrick there diving for the footy, and he appeals for the mark, but the umpire said it didn't hold it.
Jesse Dunn just going, he dropped it, he pulled it in, where's me free? The umpire said,
Handball
calm
was
your
shot
farm.
out by Ungamey. Yep. Tyler, clearing kick for the Hawks. Floating kick up towards the wing. Little handball came from Masters, shared it with Brown. Masters' kick is effective. And he finds Brett Kay on the wing. True wing position, right in front of the scoreboard here at Central Reserve, which shows East Burwood, I should say, comfortably in front. 9 goals 10 to 3 goals 8. And that wasn't the best kick there from Kay. Hugging the boundary and over the boundary line.
Brad, I'll put this one to you, or it might even be one for Noel McPhee if he's listening. When was the last time East Burwood would have won 2 games in a row?
Come back to you on that one. Sinden, little handball.
You have 2 minutes.
I think it's a long time.
Adam Amin in the middle. Launches a left foot kick forward. Ball spills towards the boundary there. Stafford takes possession. Luke Brown, little handball, back to Masters. Not his best kick. Hodges takes possession. Well wrapped up there by Canning. And yeah, I honestly don't know the answer, Dan.
Probably since they were in Division 1, I would say, which is a long time ago now.
Peter Baird, Frosty Baird, is very good at those stats about teams losing streaks and how long since they won games, and you know, clubs that are at the bottom of the ladder.
Calling
how
out a
bad
negative, is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, you know, who's had the most 100-point losses in a row and things like that. That's more Frosty's domain.
57-point lead to the Eastern Lions in the final term over Surrey Park at the moment as well.
Well, Matt Fodia tipped the upset today, so he's got a bit to brag about.
Ball comes out across the half-back line here. Just trying to conjure something out of the Hawks. The kick goes in. Min just sat at the back of the pack there, and Luke Brown just went, well, I'll just go in and take that mark. But the umpire's paid a bit of shepherding, and it's going the way of Matty Ferguson. So ended up being a 2-on-1 situation. I actually was over the shoulder there, just looking at the replay. Troy McGowan, probably a bit unlucky. He was in the front spot and then just felt someone come behind, and the natural reaction lifted the elbow. But nonetheless, Ferguson, he's already kicked 1 goal. He's missed a couple also. He'll try and square the ledger here with 2 and 2, and he's done just that. worked the ball back beautifully with the breeze. That's the 4th goal on the board for the Glen Waverley Hawks. 2-2 Matty Ferguson now. And on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, it is East Burwood 9-10-64, Glen Waverley Hawks 4-8-32. Barry Cotts around the grounds with the score centre.
In Division 1, Vermont 14-12-96 is leading Montrose 11-3-69. And also in Donvale, yep, they lead 7-10-52 over Warrandyte 5-1-37.
Donvale looking for their first victory up in Division 3, a return to Division 3 for the Donvale Football Club.
32 points the margin here. East Burwood 9 goals 10 to Glen Waverley 4 goals 8-32, and it's getting pretty dull and overcast again here at Central Reserve. Quite dark given that it's only 20 past 4 in the afternoon. A lot of players over the footy. That's McGowan once again. Troy McGowan on the bottom of the pack. Hands it back to the umpire. Tough conditions for everybody today, it's fair to say. Quick kick out of the pack by Karawalla. Murray swoops on the footy, and Andrew Murray has kicked a great goal for the Glen Waverley Hawks. Somewhat of a consolation goal, I suppose, but it's his second goal for the term, and he's just keeping it interesting for the Hawks supporters.
Yeah, look, damage control now for Glen Waverley Hawks. They wouldn't want the margin to blow out by too much, with percentage being crucial, of course. Division 4 being one of the closer divisions in recent years, but he's got a bit to be proud of today, Andrew Murray. He's done his bit.
38 plays 64 time on here in the final term at Footy EFL on Twitter. Send us your scores. They'll be coming in thick and fast and gamey. They always answer, don't they, Eastfield? The kick goes towards the Galeno direction in the front spot. Handrick, it was knocked away from him, charging through there. Damatopoulos. Handry went after it again. Strong tackle by Potts. None rewarded, but still a ripper, and we'll have a bounce 45 metres out from the East Burwood goal line. Pye throws it up. Parthenides, Handrick got the knockdown. Straight into the arms, though, that time of McMillan. Kick was scrambly. Kennedy, been a good player, got the handball over the top. O'Brien, inside forward 50, into the pocket it goes. But, well, if it's going to be marked by a Glen Waverley Hawks player in the back line today, it's going to be marked by Jesse Dunn. He's had at least 10 marks. It's been an absolute ripper for them. Fair old Roos, too. Every bit of 50 metres outside of that danger zone. Good mark has been taken. The handball off through the middle of the ground. Now they go the Hawks. More direct football. That was better. Over the top there of Ferguson's head. Tried to get it there was Lapore. Scooped upon there by Murray. Kicked the last goal. Snaps around the body. Mintz by himself. 20 metres out from goal. So getting a little bit of a run on late in the game. I think time might beat them. But Mint's going to go back and, well, surely he kicks this, goes for it, and puts it through. So, well, can we say there's still time? Is there still, who else wants to call it? I don't know yet. I don't know, but well done there that was good play. That was one of their best bits of play for the day, the Glen Waverley Hawks, coast to coast and spotting up targets. Let's go to Matt Fodio, who's boundary side.
Something that will help the Glen Waverley Hawks is the fact that the wind has basically died down to, well, I wouldn't say a standstill, but it's definitely not what it was, so that's going to help them.
Great stuff, Matt Fodio riding solo today.
Probably is time, but it's one of those situations where if the Rams kick one goal, you know, they'll win. So even if Glen Waverley got the next 2 goals, if the Rams got one back, you'd think that's game done. So they need 4 goals basically to nothing. The next 4 goals.
I'll tell you what, if they
Possible,
kick 3 to watch you get out of your seat will be one of my favourite sights for the year, mate. And here they go.
Quick kick out of the middle was by McMillan. Tumbled it forward. Lapore left it behind. Ferguson, the handball, intercepted by Brown. Gave it to Masters. Masters kick out towards the wing where O'Brien leads the race to the footy against Sindon. O'Brien gets back onto his right foot. Kick to half forward. Damatopoulos showed a bit of flair again. Over the top to Pagliaro. Taking possession was Cruz. He was well tackled then by Pagliaro. And the seconds continue to tick down.
Must correct myself for mentioning the Eastern Lions before. Of course, clearly they are Fair Park, who are smashing Surrey Park at the moment.
Indeed. Yeah, it's old habits die hard though.
Oh, but you always get told about them, and that's why I'm apologising.
I didn't notice, to be honest. So. Quick kick off the ground. This is Kay. Kay takes it to the boundary line and over. About 10 years after they changed to being called the Eastern Lions, I still heard it being called Fair Park quite often by people.
Well, I still hear this league being called Eastern Districts Football League.
Oh, how many
EDFL.
times EDFL?
EDFL.
Give me a break.
So old habits do die hard in some people.
Yeah, the EDFL, yeah, that still gets called.
Which is an insult to us, but a compliment to them.
So free kick to the Rams. Murphy takes possession, goes short to Stafford. Stafford launches it, long kick, and Mark safely held there by Dunn. He's just done that all day. What a game he's played. It's going to be, well, we think it'll be in a losing side, but it's been a mighty game by Jesse Dunn. That was Brown who boots it forward. Dunn spoils Wills this time. Wills gathers it in, sweeping handball, shot it back to Pagliaro. Little handball to Galeno. There's plenty of dangerous Rams around the footy there, and that is almost a free kick.
Very quickly, Barry Cotts around the grounds.
Yes, we've got a final score of Donvale. 8-12-60 have defeated Warrandyte 7-1-43.
Congratulations to the Vales, first win in Division 3 in 2018. At home as well, unfurling of the flag. Would have been a great day out there as strong tackles being laid, scooped upon by Perry. He kicks it to the hot spot. Who's going to be underneath it? All of a sudden, Dunn nearly took it again, but the kick on goal, what I think is Pagliaro, who got boot to ball just in the nick of time and puts it through for the Rams. And, well, there's absolutely not a shadow of a doubt now, Dan. The Eastfield Football Club, they're going to go in with 2 straight wins before heading to Fair Park next week.
Yes, that's going to bug me all night now with when was the last time they actually did win 2 in a row. So I might get on the blower to Noel McPhee after this and clarify that. But, gee, it's great for the club, isn't it? Just the feeling around the club tonight as well is going to be fantastic for East Burwood.
Cross down boundary side to Matt Fodia.
Other end of the spectrum, boys, rubbing salt into the wound. The Hawks now have no one on the bench.
Yeah, and tough times indeed. 26 points, the margin now. The scoreboard at the ground still shows it as being 20 points, but we know it is 26 points, the margin. Massive thump out of the ruck that time by Parthenides. Taking possession was Kennedy. He's been a tireless worker today. Kennedy's kick out towards the wing. Damatopoulos can't keep it in play. So 10 goals, 10-70 East Burwood. Glen Waverley 6 goals, 8-44. Dan?
Brad, we're just getting through on the Twitter feed thanks to Mark McNay. The last time East Burwood won 2 in a row was 2012 in Division 1. Round 17 against Noble Park and round 18 against Knox.
Gee. Well, there you go.
So I wasn't far off, I suppose, when I said it was when they were in Division 1.
Yeah,
but
well, yep.
it is a fair time, a long time ago now.
It's basically more than 5 seasons ago. 2012, so the last 2 rounds of the 2012 season. So, yeah, long time ago that is for sure. Short pass is on. Mark taken. There's a kick to full forward, and Mark safely held there by Hodges. Brandon Hodges for the Glen Waverley Hawks goes short, finds Cruz. In the back pocket, Gavin Cruz. Just weighing up his options. There's not a lot to kick to downfield. Good effort by Pickering. I think he deserves to be paid the mark there, even if there may have been a hand involved. But that is the siren. The final siren sounds, And East Burwood have won 2 in a row to start the season. They've defeated the Glen Waverley Hawks here today by 26 points. East Burwood 10 goals, 10-70, defeating the Glen Waverley Hawks 6 goals, 8-44. 26-point win to the Rams, and it was set up by Adrian Galino's 5 goals and Max Wills kicking 4.
Yeah, look, a tough day at the office for the Glen Waverley Hawks. Defenders